What's that pattern on your skin? If it's a curse, I can take a look at it for those clothes. You've worn them ragged. Ever thought about a new look? Clothes make it the man, as they say.
That stuff. What is it?
It belonged to Bahit Lalakona, the Bahitram that first led us to the light of the Holy Flame. It was the first thing given to him by the Okjinshini when he arrived at the mountain. Legend tells that it will light up when the Yeenix returns to the mountain.
It is shining, but the light is so dark.
None of us have actually seen the fire for ourselves. Only he has. So, I see you've come to the mountain to erase that pattern that brands you.
My goodness! Ilichi, you have the ability to gaze into people's souls?
As brilliant cities and temples collapse, and Orzeka's power dissipates, a leader among them left the cursed, forgotten, ancient kingdom behind. With a crown made from unknown bones, he calls himself Belmorn, descendant of the kingdom of Orzeka, and names this land the Hexe Kingdom.
The very same words that constantly go through my mind. How much do you know about the Orzeka records? I want to know more about the Yeenix.
If you want to know, see for yourself. If you want to know...
Excerpt from the 10,119th Wish. O great Lord Kazarka, this traveler from the Mountain of Eternal Winter comes seeking salvation. His name is Silverfrond. Will you honor him his request? The chief priest asked. Kazarka replied, Speak your wish, Silverfrond. So he did. I am cursed for loving a witch, since such love was forbidden. I know my beloved cannot be brought back to life, so I ask only that you remove the curse placed upon me by her six sisters.
I will grant you your wish,
Kazarka replied.
but you must bring me the Yeenix, the holy flame nestled in the heart of the dragon that dwells in the mountain of eternal winter. I will use the flame to rid you of your curse.
Excerpt from the 13th.
O great Lord Kazarka, the traveler from the mountain of eternal winter returned.
When he heard the chief priest say this, Kazarka bade Silverfrond forward.
Silverfrond, show me the Yeenix.
But Silverfrond was not alone when he came bearing the Yeenix. For with him were those known as the Knights of Dawn. Orzeka fell soon after, and with its fall, Bahit Lalakona had a revelation. From that day forth, he and his people turned their worship to the holy flame that had consumed Kazarka instead.
Once the turmoil that arose from Kazarka's fall had settled, I made for the mountain of eternal winter to seek the holy flame, but the flame was not there. Silverfrond, the Knights of Dawn, neither had returned to the mountain. The mountain of eternal winter was without the Yeenix. The golden dragon that once embraced the Yeenix was losing her sanity. Something was gnawing at her from within, but when her tears fell and met the snow, new life suddenly bloomed like a wave of violets swaying in the wind. I named them the Okjinshini. The golden dragon then toppled over, and from her wounded flesh sprung more life. These I named the Abets. Finally, from her well-guarded embrace came forth those covered in dragon blood. They would come to be known as the Guardians. I then heard woeful cries coming from the foot of the mountain. The 6 witches had passed. In their wake emerged mutants, humans who had absorbed the essence of the witches and now wrought destruction upon their village. Thus was the second death of the golden dragon Labreska, a death that would cause a cataclysm of chaos to befall the mountain of eternal.
Super fascinating stuff, right?
When will Pippet return?
We can always make room for more assistance. Why? Do you want to be my assistant? Oh my! This was a gift from Chief Hunvish to... My hunch was right. Chief Loki is
The path ahead of us won't be easy. If we intend, and we will need to take down many...
No, I need you to stay...
Does your tongue... If this is some...
Only one way to know for certain.
Listen carefully. We three are all that remain of the Jade Star beyond lovely evenings spent with loved ones, where starlight and moonlight riding the clouds.
Enough, that is.
As the dark sky fades to bring in the new dawn.
Heard you we have.
Our sincere duty is to protect the winter!
Surround you, the swine pansies do.
After escaping from that woman's clutches, we had no trouble making it through these woods.
Aha! And who are you?
Chief, we sent them the request for aid. Through Pit-Pit.
And yet... What took you so long? Have you to once again see the world? And the heavy drinks Unvish would mix for us.
This is your chief?
Embarrassed I am. But yes, this is he.
Let's get right to the point. First, to solve the fourth trial of the witches. Second,
What about us? You're not...
your kind never dies, or so I hear. You only need to be reborn by the flame of origin, no?
No, you're wrong! We can't die, not now, not ever!
Chief, stop screaming, you must. Help us, they must. Certain of it, I am.
Ooh, Ivar! I mean, oh,
Always full of ideas, I am. Opening the heavens for life and only by...
Speak. Tell us how we can be of aid, why you cannot die, and what led you to seal yourselves in...
finally, the time...
Chief, if I may, time is of the essence. Let us depart.
But you wouldn't happen to have brought in... But you wouldn't happen... But you wouldn't happen... But you wouldn't... But you wouldn't happen... This is the cave gifted unto us by the humans who previously made their home. Where Lesha, the Witch of Fever, taught them the ways of draining the dragon's vigor. I still remember. Oh, King Shinyi, born from the dragon's heart-rending tears. Oh, this land now belongs to you. And so I asked, your scorching heat was what drove off the...
I thought he was going to speak of himself.
Not once died, our chief has. Not once. Remembers all he does.
The flame of origin is maintained by the ebb and flow of death and life itself. We deliberately give our lives for the sake of this cycle.
And yet, abstain from the sacrifice our chief has. Selfish he is.
What? You ungrateful mongrels! Selfish? Me? I have stayed alive to preserve our memories for times such as these. That's why...
Chief, too loud you are. Continue with your story, I plead.
I'm listening.
Anywho, they spoke these words. The witches are dead! It's now time to protect ourselves from the dragons! All the tribes are gathering at the Forbidden Black Mountain to answer the call of the Great Founder. That's all. They left like that, and we gained it.
And the witch's trial?
Chief, germane to the topic you aren't. Help I shall. Taught the humans melted up the earth. Once Lesha's fate.
I shall now open the heavens, where life and death ebb. I shall now open the heavens, where life and death ebb and flow. I shall now...
The Star of the Winterland seeks the face. The Star of the Winterland. Without that bumbling fox, we completed our task in record time. As promised, let's listen to what they have to say.
Thank you. You're...
No need for depth of story here. Simply stick.
Well, my eloquence was sure to dazzle you, but... And the reason we barricaded...
You do know what the Zavir...
Then who are the...
Right. However, so...
Are you...
I can't... No. Whoever inherits the seat of the cup...
But you do know that if any of us loses our life, our souls ride the origin flame as our flesh is born anew. And yet those of us who ate this very oak pill and were rekindled came back changed, attacking fellow members of our tribe. No longer would they sing with us, "Oh, Labresta, return, return!" That was where I tasted true despair. One became 10, which quickly became 100. They are the ones who toppled your totems in the Highlands.
No, that cannot be. Not us Abets.
What are you doing?
I shall prove it to you myself. For the sake of all of the Abets who have been framed, we do not betray our friends. That is the way of the Highlands. Look, of one thing I'm certain. This oak pill is not poisoned.
No. No! The Khan was returned to the Highlands while attempting to prove the Abet's innocence. While we wish to part the heavens to find his... Our friend chose to cut his own breath short. For those who so easily give up their precious lives, we have no such merciful stars here.
The village ruins.
Do the Abets believe we...
They believe that you were the ones who planted them.
Are you serious? They're not of their own minds! Ah!
Chief, isn't it obvious? Even if anyone else would think...
Know the facts, we do.
In the end, it's still the Mountain of Eternal Winter. The oak pill is just a means. For...
Developed in the chill of the eternal winter, this cold-hearted wanderer was. On the final bridge of wills that guided, tearing apart the souls of our people, she was tossed to...
I do not understand.
Hashtag stupid. Now, we've noted to the pack.
Hey there! Yoo-hoo! Oh, you're awake, warrior of winter in training. You were snoring. Sleeping like a baby. Oh, I'm so jealous! Bet you can fall asleep anywhere, can't you?
This stone. What is it?
This is what we Abets in the Ogjinshini have long sought to fulfill, a long-cherished wish of our peoples.
What kind of trial is...
You could say it's the very reason for our existence? From the moment the Mountain of Eternal Winter embraced us, there existed the stone tablets. These words were engraved upon those tablets. To find where your destiny lies, reaching its gather the
proof that
yeah,
that was quite a mouthful.
They were. We can talk more about that. We can talk more about.
I've been expecting you. Welcome to...
Yes.
Are you the chief of Ailton?
It can't be.
No, you treated him like a child.
Aren't those the oak pills we once shared with the Oak Jinshini? Please, explain to us why you have brought these before us. Wait a minute. They can't be seeking a truce. Not after all the trouble they've caused.
These oak pills have been poisoned.
Are they accusing us of poisoning them? We would never engage in such barbarism.
As it would happen, your Khan spoke much the same. And so, to prove the innocence of the Arbets, he voluntarily chose to take this oak pill himself.
What? Always so trusting, honest to a fault. Why? Why would he commit such a foolish act? It simply doesn't make sense.
The first Dear Mara uttered these words. Acknowledge when you are not adept in combat, but seek out friends to fight in your stead.
Of course, that's very wise. We should hire some mercenaries to protect us. Quickly now, let's put out the word to all corners of the continent.
The Snowstorm guard post was in such disarray. This explains everything.
Be quiet, all of you! If my father were here, you think he would just hire more mercenaries? What we need to do is get to the root of all this chaos and confusion. Only then can we restore the Mountain of Eternal Winter. Not through mercs, with their lackluster money-grubbing ways, but with our own hands. The Fox Rule has not yet come to a close. That, my friends, is the way of the Khan whose seat still bears his warmth. That, my friends, is the way of life in the Highlands, and every single one of you needs to respect it.
Your father had would have laid wait.
Butoh has taken the poisoned oak pill to the research lab. Why not?
No. Is there a place that keeps records of visitors in this town? Even in a place like this, the enemy could be an outsider. No.
In that case, you can find the city Highland border. It is a
Then I shall head
the path that I must take it.
Quite often, outsiders call this place the Dragon Museum. Here, for as even with we show that if you found but from seven and look me while it's goes the god told can and but then I vowed to return, for the 6 witches had no choice but to allow Silver Frond, but no, if the not to mention.
There you are! Who'd have thought they'd always acting all...
Even if we were all suspicious of these, well, but here, let it go. Here,
Wow.
So many...
silent. Now, first question.
Nothing see...
Let me see.
Oh! Ah!
Would you mind getting me a book about humans? Came this to make use of the poison drawn.
Blind.
Please report these five.
I found the answers I sought. The witches. Why? What was...
On the day the Khan entered the woods, the chief of the Oak Jinshini uttered something for that...
But the... No,
But...
that was...
On that...
Oh, the marking on your... The marking on your skin?
If it's a soft bed at the outs, these poor souls.
What's that?
Anyway.
These poor souls bear.
There's a priest. It was swarming with those...
Again, what day?
Just that more.
I shall help.
Oh, sir!
Get a fresh pint of Ailton Ale with a splash of sweet goat's milk.
Once I came to, I realized I was not in Achman, but in History of Ruins.
I told you to seek out the alchemist Karashu at the Sandgrain Bazaar.
I have a more interesting tale to share with you. Say, don't suppose you know the true identity of Deboreka?
Somewhere people the world over can gather.
Greetings. If you've come to eat, I need to see your meal ticket.
Meal ticket?
Huh? What? The meal ticket? My meal ticket! My meal ticket! Sorry. I had so many tickets and there were so many hungry faces.
Such a strong voice from such a small body. Your colleagues must be quite mad at you now. No meal ticket, huh? I can still offer you a chance to taste my cooking. That is, only if you recently some adventurer just one match. My cooking? Oh, I've worked long and hard on my cooking. Just trust your instinct. Just trust your instinct. I've worked long and hard on my cooking. Your compliment was the best I've got. Just trust your instincts and the results will surprise you. That's my secret. I've worked long and hard on my cooking. Your compliment was the best I've gotten. Just trust your instincts and the results will surprise you. That's my secret. almost done. And that one.
I can smell the egotism. It appears our journey together is almost at its end. I thought the sooner the eunuchs resting in the haven. If we succeed, I suppose you'll be hailed as a hero in these parts as well. Look at that fox, living only for today. I hope we can find his brother. It's been some time since I've seen a place so filled with human aroma. What will I do once I've erased the burden of this mark? Once this journey ends, I shall disappear to a corner of Balanos unbeknownst to all. Together with Jarrett, I wish to work the lands there. Some children, perhaps. 3 is a good number. 2 sons and a daughter. If the children take after their mother, it would be quite the lively household.
The 5th witch is the eye that...
You know the Dreadwinter...
Ah! I'll go
Must not let the Zavir gaining those but it absorbed. However,
I'll go check on.
We perform the name. We perform the cleansing.
Now you've got Snowwhere. Can't move Snowfield Illy. books will flow. Not just next up. Oh, there's the wind. You know, next up is. The pets.
Oh, we're leaving.
By the yeah. This feels good. I like. No,
You are still very chatty. Your feet. If you, I saw the something in.
We're just.
Has the world gone? Well done. There's that.
Could it be that?
Let's go meet Guthrie. You
All right.
Let us also see to.
There, good bird. By Windknow's grace, please spread word. There is grave danger in the Highlands. Thank you. We welcome you as one of our own.
If I find kinship among the Highland people, will I find salvation from the mess that I'm in?
Look, all of the vases of living souls are breathing.
The sixth witch is Kahel, the witch of distortion. The mouth. So the if
It's probably
Gonzarig.
great and the
I didn't know. I would
though the co-
Ow! If I'd sent him alone, I imagine it would have taken some time. With you around, things seem to be somewhat expedited. Then, was the I can see.
Your Majesty.
Tui. The owner.
Yes, when that talk.
It was but